You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, it looks like we've got an update on the Bears Stadium situation involving Illinois. And, well, I guess as a byproduct, Hammond, Indiana, too, because it almost looks like, it looks like Indiana is the only option for the Chicago Bears at this point. Indiana lawmakers, we know they have fully opened their arms to embrace the Chicago Bears, and they moved quickly to get it done. There was real urgency. And then you had JB Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, trying to do a lot of late movement. You had Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, doing no movement at all, to the point that he's getting crushed by the damn governor because they realize, oh shit, Chicago is out for the Bears, and Illinois, Arlington Heights, may also be out. This is wild that they waited to this kind of a last minute to begin with. And if I'm the Bears, that pisses me off. Seriously. And we got a statement from the Bears, too, by the way. Illinois' last-minute push for $5 billion Bears Stadium runs out of time. A legislative Hail Mary in Illinois ran out of time early Monday as State House of Representatives did not take up a revised structure for a $5 billion Bears Stadium project. After a frenetic all-night legislative session Sunday night, running into pre-dawn hours of Monday morning, the state Senate approved at 4:40 a.m. Eastern a revised stadium structure that would help fund a Bears stadium. But an hour later, the House of Representatives adjourned without taking up the bill. Wow. The entirely new bill, part of a marathon session to close the state's legislature's spring session, was furiously developed and involved allowing certain municipalities in Cook County to set up their own stadium authorities. So they're doing all this late movement. And again, the Bears are sitting back watching, and they have to be thinking, why wasn't this done 6 months ago? Now, it literally took 2 days for Indiana to push everything through. I don't even know if it took 2 days. I think they may have done it all in 1 day. A chosen locale for a stadium would then own the stadium that the Bears would fund privately. But the NFL team would not pay property taxes, in turn giving the state certainty that it was coveted throughout its long and winding political process. The Bears, however, would pay property taxes on a planned mixed-use development surrounding the stadium. This is what happens when you got a bunch of people that hate capitalism in charge, which Illinois does, by the way. That bill arrived after a, quote, mega projects bill previously approved by the Illinois House of Representatives fizzled in the state Senate due to numerous political complications. Jesus. Let's come over here. Michael David Smith put up a statement from the Bears after this happened. Illinois House has closed its legislative session without passing a bill that would help the Bears build a stadium. That leaves the Bears with two options: building their own stadium on the property they own in Arlington Heights, Illinois, without the state's help, or building a stadium in Hammond, Indiana, where the state has already passed legislation designed to entice the Bears. The team released a statement early Monday morning saying they're still considering both options. Quote, we will finalize our evaluation of both Arlington Heights and Hammond and remain on the late spring, early summer timeline that they have previously communicated. We will provide an update when we have a decision to share. Now, this is interesting. Some Illinois legislatures believe the Bears' flirtation with Indiana is a bluff. That's interesting. That is interesting. That they are playing Indiana against Illinois in order to get more out of Illinois. Why should they have to do that, though? Honestly, we got to jump through hoops to get y'all to do something that Indiana was more than willing to do months and months and months ago. That will be wild, though, if they end up, we sort of, all this emerges, they go to Arlington Heights in Illinois, and we find out this was all a bunch of, Bears posturing to try to squeeze more out of the lemon that is Illinois. And I will say this, the fact that they even bring up Arlington Heights is still an option when Illinois seems to have left them with no option other than Indiana is a little strange. Tell me what you think. We're going to have to watch this. I don't know what's going to happen here. I kind of felt for sure like they were going to Indiana after the lack of movement from Illinois lawmakers. If I owned the Bears, that itself would piss me off royally. Y'all don't want to act like you don't want to act like we're a priority. You don't want us here. We won't stay here. We won't stay here. Somebody reached out to me again the other day after they watched my last Bears video and said, yeah, I'm in Chicago, but I'm closer to Hammond. It's going to be an easier trip for me, actually, to see my Bears play if they go to Indiana. I was like, well, there you go. That's multiple people that have said the same thing to me. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.